Senator Daines, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's great to see you in studio. We
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Well, last night was a big night in Washington, D.C., but before we get to the response to the State of the Union, I want to get your thoughts on this and what just happened off the coast of Cuba today. We had 4 people who were shot and killed by Cuban border security on board an American-registered speedboat. The incident took place amid heightened tension of Cuba. Of course, the president has talked about regime change there. The Cuban embassy has released a statement stating that Cuba reaffirms its commitment to protecting its territorial waters based on the principle that the national defense is a fundamental pillar for the Cuban state. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also weighed in on this today. But what is just your initial response to what the Cubans are saying and just the incident as a whole?
Right. Well, clearly we need to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. What is the fact pattern? But to think that they use lethal force with maybe just innocent Americans, we got to get the facts, but it's a shocking development. And I've got complete confidence, by the way, in Marco Rubio. He's a great friend of mine, served with him for a long time in the Senate. Big fan of Marco. I'll tell you what, Marco will get to the bottom of this.
Sticking to foreign policy, you have called for regime change in Iran. What do people back home in Montana think about that? And do you think that we're close to that happening? As a U.S. strike imminent?
Yeah, well, it's up to the people of Iran to do that. I was at the Munich Security Conference, in fact, a week and a half ago. There were over 250,000 people protesting for the overthrow of the regime in Iran. It was amazing. Lindsey Graham spoke in front of that group. It was quite the moment. That was right after Marco Rubio's great speech there in Munich. But I remember the days when the Shah was in power in Iran. We used to have an ally and a friend in the Middle East, in Iran. It was to be a game changer. This is a Berlin Wall moment for the Middle East. I hope there's regime change. You've got these brave Iranians losing their lives as the current regime is slaughtering innocent Iranians. We'll see what happens, but clearly President Trump has got enough force in the area to take action if he decides to.
The administration has issued additional sanctions against Iran. That doesn't always work, but it has worked as the broader pressure campaign against the Iranian regime. In terms of the American interest here, you have a number of administration officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance today, saying that the Iranians are continuing to pursue a nuclear program. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, said that they will not even talk about their ballistic missile program with the United States or others in these negotiations, and that's a huge problem. So what is it about the U.S. interest here and the need for regime change, potentially, given that if the regime stays, they're going to continue this kind of behavior in their pursuit of nuclear weapons, which the president has said is an untenable position?
I don't trust this regime, and why should we? This is a regime that calls out death to America, calls America the big Satan, Israel the little Satan, the primary sponsor of Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis. They are disruptors of the world order. They are a threat to the homeland. This would be a game changer, and I hope the Iranian people succeed in overthrowing the current regime.
Getting back to Capitol Hill, of course, the president had a long speech last night, the longest State of the Union address in history, but he talked about the SAVE Act as a key part of his remarks. Let's remind the viewers of what he said and get your response.
I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections.
So the SAVE Act was passed in the House. It's waiting for a Senate vote. What's the holdup?
We should put it on the floor and take an up or down vote. It is the most common sense, basic part of election integrity. This is an 80-20 issue for the American people. You think about, we both enjoy the outdoors, we enjoy hunting and fishing. You want to buy a white-tailed doe tag in Montana at Walmart, you got to present a valid ID to shoot a deer, to get a fishing license. You should have to present a valid ID to vote. We should put the bill on the floor of the U.S. Senate. I think you're going to see most Democrats oppose it, most Republicans support it, and call it the Democrats for their failure to support the most basic 80-20 issue.
Why are they opposed? I mean, you have polling even showing that the majority of Democrats agree with voter identification. Why is it that Chuck Schumer, for example, calls it Jim Crow 2.0, and there's opposition in Washington, but not outside of the Beltway?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I hope there's enough pressure on the Democrats, because I can't can't answer that question, why they would oppose that. But clearly, they don't want to see it happen. They will likely stop it, and we need to hold the Democrats accountable for stopping the most basic requirements in our election system, and that is a valid ID to vote.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.